Alright, today is all about make and mend. We're just on our way to the bike shop to get Tom's tyres swapped out. Tom's going to remove both wheels, save a few bucks that way. And what we're going to do, what I suggested last night, is because we still do have a long way to go, I'm going to keep his rear tyre as a run out and take it with us just in case. If I decide in a couple of days' time that I don't need it, I can dispose of it responsibly, but it may come in handy. All I've got to do is figure out how to carry it.
Valve cap in there, buddy? Oh yeah, the one.
There he is, what up, buddy? Look at that bad.
Okay, now that that's done, we're going to do a bit of resupply, get another 4 days worth of food and stuff, and go back to the caravan park, relax. I'm actually going to take a swim later with my inflatable mattress because it's developed a hole, and I reckon the swimming pool is the only way I'm going to find out where that hole is. So we'll do that when we get back. Looks like the other slackers have the same thing in mind. Alright, now that is done, back to the caravan park and just relax. I've bought a couple of meals for lunch and afternoon tea, something that doesn't come out of a can. And there's a food truck out the front of the caravan park, so that could be dinner tonight, I think. Hot loaded spuds, 5 until 7, Thursday and Friday nights, and today's a Thursday. Classic spud $15, bacon spud $16, beautiful. Alright, we're off. A very relaxed stay here at Kununurra. Didn't achieve a lot, only because we didn't have to achieve a lot. So from here, in 25 words or less, we're aiming for Ellenbrae Station. It's a homestead farm stay thing. That's a couple of 100 kilometres away, and there's a couple of things that we want to tick off before we get there. One is to go and see Ellenbrae Falls, which is a bit of a walk in and out. The other is we've got to cross the Pentecoste River, and depending on the tide, depends on how challenging that's going to be. Won't be later on, that'll be early afternoon, I think. So initially it's blacktop up until the Pentecoste River. Each year they keep extending the sealed section more and more, so yeah, sealed up to the Pentecoste, and then after that it's all dirt for the next 2 or 3 days until we pop out on the western end. This is the turn off to the Gibb River Road. Its origins were as a stock route, and now it's on most people's lists of must-do roads here in Australia. Looks like all the roads are open. They did have some wildfires through here in the last couple of days, and some of the homesteads were closed. Equestro was closed for business, I believe, and there may be signs of that as we go through the region. There may be areas that have been burnt out. Gorge 26 kilometres to Emma Gorge, and that'll be our first stop. Spent a couple of hours crawling through there. I overshot the runway, went past the sign. I wasn't expecting it to come up so quickly. It's 2 kilometres into the resort and the car park. There's a couple of creeks to cross before we get there. Some of the crossings can be pretty bony, quite rocky. That's sad. It's closed. Must be making too much money if they can afford to close this early in the season. It's August. Yeah, this road will be, they do close the road during the summer months, probably from about November through to March, because they don't want tourists breaking down out here and getting stranded. It's not the place to be during the Australian summer, but I still would have expected that place to be open this time of the year. We were here this time last year and it was open then and doing, quite a bit of business, so that surprises me. Anyway, we'll keep heading westward. There's no shortage of gorges and waterfalls in this region. We'll find another one to make up for it. You can see evidence of, I don't know whether there was prescribed burns to keep the vegetation in check, or whether there were wildfires. I can see smoke through there. There's smoke haze to our front, so there's obviously still fires burning. That's the road into Equestro. They got some stunning landscapes in there. It's not cheap to stay there. That's closed as well. I just saw the gate, a boom gate, and that could be to do with the fires. Yeah, they've got extensive campgrounds in there, restaurant, tavern. Yeah, quite unique, and as I said, spectacular landscapes. There it is, the Pentecoste crossing. Every time I've done it, it's been different. There's not much water in there at all at the moment. Quite often there's people camped all around here. I don't think this crossing is going to be too difficult at all, which is, a good thing, but then again, maybe not. Oh, Tom's making it look easy. Yeah, nothing difficult about that crossing, unfortunately. I mean, normally the water's up there. I mean, normally it's clear, even when vehicles cross it. So they've laid down, some sort of surface to help get people across. And there are reports of crocs as well along the bank occasionally. You can see some, well, you may not be able to see them. The people camped right up there. Pity you can't see the bottom, because if there's a rock there, you'll hit it without knowing. Yeah, this is fairly lame, unfortunately. Well, it's a good thing, maybe. They're doing some roadworks here. Maybe they've developed that crossing to assist, you know, getting some of the vehicles across and machinery. We've got time on our side, so we might go to Hope Valley, which is just another station that's open to tourism. It's about a 9-kilometre road in and out, but we've got time. At least there'll be shade there. We can have a break, maybe a cup of coffee and a bite to eat. I'm not sure if I've been there before. I'll know when I get there. Oh, it's only 2 kilometres in. So we'll go in here and have a break. I can see the homestead from here. My guess is these contractors are probably staying at one of these homesteads, either Equestro or here, Home Valley. They've got to stay somewhere. It's a big group. Yes, I have been here before. I recognise the surroundings. It's hard to leave places like this after a break. Comfortable surroundings, bit of food, coffee, shade. In this case, a pool through there. Oh, yeah, very comfortable, but we can't stay here. As much as we would like to. 127 plus 104, 231. Our next stop is going to be a tree that was blazed by a member of the BMW club in 1984, I think it was. He broke down on the Gibb River Road, which was nothing more than a track then. As I said before, it used to be a stock route. Anyway, he snapped the front fork, had to wait 2 days to be recovered, and he thought he'd fill in his time by blazing a tree, and he wants me to check it out to see if it's still there. So I'll do that. So yeah, that's in 104 kilometres. Before that, we've got a very rocky river crossing the Durack River. It should be dry, but it's pretty bony, so we'll have to be careful and not go in too hot. Yeah, I don't know how long these roadworks are going to continue heading west. I expect that they'll finish pretty soon, and then it'll just become heavily corrugated, dusty, very dry. Occasionally you'll come across these small ribbons of asphalt that go over some small hills. Must have got too hard to maintain it, so they just seal it. Plus also the trucks would need traction to get over the jump up. It is a stunning view. There's no denying that. There's never any breeze on this road, and the dust just hangs there. And did I mention that it's corrugated? Yeah, those guys thankfully have pulled over to let us through. I saw Tom's silhouette in their dust trail. It's just not safe to pass, not on this road in these conditions. I think we're approaching the Durack River crossing. I expect it'll be dry. bit lumpy, that's all. But providing you take it easy, it should be alright. And that's our destination for the night, Ellenbrae Homestead. Everybody bangs on about the scones. So that's just 20 kilometres up the road. So it'll be an easy day today, nice and relaxed. Yeah, the thing about Gibb River Road, and there's others like that within Australia, the Peninsula Development Road going up to the tip of Cape York, is at the beginning of the season the water levels are higher and more difficult to negotiate, but the roads are in better shape. Later in the season the water crossings are much easier to manage, but the roads are all chopped up, and that's the case here on the Gibb River Road this time of year. Yeah, the water levels are manageable, but the road conditions are pretty horrible. I've slowed down to look for this blazed tree for Ross. These corrugations are horrible at this speed. You know, it's all about finding the sweet spot, which is about 80 or 90 kilometres an hour. I couldn't imagine doing this with a four-wheel driving caravan. Must be getting close. I do remember it was on a stretch of road that involved a couple of minor bends. It certainly wasn't a straight stretch of road. Oh, jeez, gosh. Okay, this says Ellenbrae Station 5 kilometres, and according to Ross it was about 2.4 kilometres from the station turn off, so still got a couple of kilometres to go perhaps. Getting very close now, I think. Hey Ross, is that it? Is that all that's left after, I don't know, 50 years? I think it might be. Yeah, we'll pull up early, and that's okay. Ellenbrae Station. Fresh scones baked daily, private bush baths, tyre repairs and replacements. Camping, stockman's cabins. Visitors welcome. Oh, could be doing a bit of a sand dance along here. Not quite sure what this bloke is up to. Maybe he's just letting me pass. Slow down. Slow, rough crossing. The driveway is about 5 kilometres long. That means their nearest neighbour is probably 50 kilometres away. Oh, look at that lawn. Beautiful. Not stayed here before, so I don't know what the process is, but we'll figure it out. Light snacks. Camping is a couple of 100 metres away. I think it's going to be pretty basic, but that's okay. We don't need much. It's called the Ringers Camp or something. She said it's just out on the way back out, not very far, a couple of 100 metres. And apparently there's a stream nearby, so that'll be good. It'll be nice to soak in that. There it is, Ringers Camp. Always guarantee the fire when you travel with broken leg, Tom. They're whinging about the temperature. Alright, we're off. Pretty basic facilities here, but certainly enough for what we needed. They do have showers and toilets, but no potable water, so we're just going to go back to the homestead just to replenish our water supplies. It's only 8 AM, but it's already stinking hot, and of course we're wearing a few layers for protection, so it wouldn't take much before you started to become dehydrated. So we'll just duck back to the homestead, be there for a few minutes. They've got some chilled water there, so we'll probably drink a litre of that as well, just to hydrate while we can, and then start continuing heading west on Gibb River Road. Another short day today, probably only a couple of 100 kilometres until we get to Mount Barnett Roadhouse. Stop there, pay our camping fees, and then go to Manning Gorge and camp overnight, and decide whether we're going to actually walk to Manning Gorge this afternoon or early tomorrow morning. Alright, back to the dusty Gibb River Road. Once again, not a breath of wind. That campground last night was pretty damn busy. Lots of people showing up until quite late in the afternoon. One advantage we'll have today, we'll get to Mount Barnett, or the campground at least, at Manning Gorge quite early. Probably before noon, because there's not a lot of shelter or shade there either. So the sooner we get there, the better off we are of getting a spot with some shade. I've moistened my buff, my do-rag. Just keeps your head cool for about half an hour, which helps, because yeah, the temperatures at this time of year get pretty damn hot, and anything you can do to provide a bit of relief has got to be a bonus. It was refreshing yesterday to have a dip in that pool. The water was bloody cold, I've got to be honest, but yeah, stunning location. And there's little gems like that all throughout the Kimberley and certainly along Gibb River Road. Well, at least here's one bloke that we don't have to pass, thankfully. Alright, grab your gear, let's go. Just pulled over and turned around, just waiting to see a headlight coming towards me. I've been here for a couple of minutes already and no sign. I'll give it another couple of minutes. It's unusual for Tom to be this far back. He may have staked a tyre. Some of the conditions out here are pretty brutal. I'll start backtracking. G'day mate. Was there a bloke on a bike? Yeah. What's he done? Staked a tyre?
No, he pulled over on the side of the road, he just waved at us.
Okay, alright.
10k?
10k back? Okay, thank you. Got the back wheel off. It's a new tyre too. I've had to pull over. Now I've got a puncture in the rear. Well done, Dave. Good work.